I am Ebony Ross Stover. I am one of the co-founders of Dream Builders Foundation. My husband is also a co-founder of the Dream Builders Foundation as well. He is not present tonight, but later into the presentation, you will understand why. So about us, Dream Builders was founded by a husband and wife team with a shared vision to make a lasting impact in our community. So after facing personal challenges, including the incarceration of my husband, we were inspired to create a nonprofit that will provide hope and support for at-risk youth and individuals re-entering society after incarceration. So my husband is currently incarcerated, and Dream Builders was founded. We were on the phone one day, and he was just reflecting about life and the things that he should have done and the support that he wished he had as a child growing up in Washington, D.C. So we were talking, and I was like, okay, let's start a nonprofit. You have a vision for what you want your life to look like when you're released. You have a vision for what you wanted your life to look like growing up, and you didn't have the support. So why not come together and start our nonprofit? Our unique experiences and unwavering passion fuel our mission to empower others, offering resources, guidance, and we just help build brighter futures. So our mission is to empower at-risk youth and individuals re-entering society by providing mentorship, holistic case management, and educational resources. We are committed to helping them overcome barriers, unlock their full potential, and build brighter futures through guidance, opportunity, and unwavering support. So whenever I go into presenting Dream Builders Foundation, I always tell people, you may not like the mission and the vision, but that does not mean that there's not a need for the services and the resources to provide people coming back home from being incarcerated. So our vision is a world where every young person and returning individual, regardless of their circumstances, has access to the tools, resources, and encouragement they need to thrive. Our foundation aims to foster a community where second chances are embraced, dreams are realized, and lives are transformed. So here are some of the services that we offer. So we do partner with licensed mental health providers because, as we know, there's a need for mental health services. And then if you've been incarcerated for 18 years, 20 years, or maybe even a year and taken out of your environment, it does something with your mental. So we think being able to provide that support to anyone returning is a big key with reducing recidivism. And we do have a referral system. So we want to establish partnerships within the local community. And it could be nonprofits doing the same thing that we do. I'm a firm believer that I don't care who's doing what, we could be doing the same thing. However, I might offer something that another nonprofit does not offer, or vice versa. And also, it's about connection too. So somebody can be working with another nonprofit, but they're not feeling the vibe, and then they come to us and they're like, oh, that's a vibe. So I'm big on reaching out to organizations that do the same thing that we do. And we also want to do on-site workshops as well and support groups. My board of directors includes one of my best friends. She's a chief of police in Virginia. So we have her as an advisor for the law enforcement piece. And then I also have a director of reentry who served 21 and a half years in prison. When he was released, he received his bachelor's degree, and now he is an executive director at a halfway house. So I have him in place because people need to see people that look like them, who have succeeded coming home, and he's done all of this in a year and a half. So we want to show people that is possible. And then also for me, a lot of people don't have support. So with my husband being incarcerated, a lot of people incarcerated don't have the support that, not to toot my own horn, but they don't have the support that I'm providing to him. So we feel, again, that these services are needed so they can feel loved, they can have the support that they need as well. So our non-clinical assessments include education and skills, employment and skills, housing needs, legal readiness, and just reentry goals. So everyone that we meet with, we will do an individual assessment. And for me, it's not questions. It's more of a conversation. We're going to start from the beginning. How did you get here? What happened? What are your goals? Where are you on this level? What kind of job do you want? What kind of job are you looking for? What is your housing like? What is your support system like? Do you have support? Do you not have support? Do you have someone in the house that is a trigger for you? So just trying to figure out the things that they need so they can be successful as well. And then your legal readiness, taking them to, I'm gonna say the DMV because I'm a Virginia girl, but taking them to PennDOT to make sure they can get their IDs, or the Social Security Administration to get their Social Security cards and birth certificates. So that way, when it's time to get jobs or it's time to drive, they can have the necessary things in place for them as well. We do offer life skills training. Financial literacy is a big one, time management and decision making. Emotional support groups. So we want them to facilitate their own peer groups, because I've never been incarcerated. I can't tell you exactly what life is going to look like, but if you have people in the room that have gone what you go through and you see success or you see challenges, I can assist you with navigating through it, but people need to be surrounded by people who have actually been through the things that they've been through. So our commitment, again, we're dedicated to empowering at-risk youth and individuals re-entering society after incarceration. Our mission is to foster personal growth, resilience, and positive change, ensuring every individual has the opportunity to build a brighter future regardless of their past. So this is just a fact. Formerly incarcerated individuals who receive re-entry support are 43% less likely to return to prison. Our foundation offers critical re-entry services, helping individuals rebuild their lives and become active, contributing members of society. We're looking for board of directors, y'all. Follow us on our website. So these coming up are some programs that we already have in place. So this is our Journey to Home program. We have it the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. So this program is not only for returning citizens, this program is for the loved ones, because without the support, it could go bad. So what we do is we speak with the loved ones and we provide the introductory to reentry, family readiness and what that looks like, housing preparation, understanding legal rights, and resource navigation as well. This is a virtual program. It's free. Anyone can join, for any state, for anybody who just needs to learn how to navigate with their loved ones returning home. So Dreamers Connect is a program that we are looking to do with our youth, and we want to do quarterly team meetups and empower the youth with mentorship skills and community support. That would look like developing life skills, exploring careers, building community, doing creative projects, and just receiving guidance as well. We have created a reentry program, and this is currently targeted to individuals that are currently incarcerated. It is a 6-month program where we would like to go into the prisons, and kind of like month 1 will be the assessment and planning, the one-on-one care, just seeing what it is that they need. So that way on the outside, we can kind of get the ball rolling for them too. Our 2nd month would be life skills and development. And that would include financial literacy, workshops on time management, health and wellness education, and then developing communication skills and conflict resolution techniques. Month 3 would include employment preparation. So workforce development, doing mock interviews, resume writing, identifying their strengths and weaknesses, seeing what soft skills that they have, and then also engaging with local businesses to see if they would be willing to hire someone that's returning. Month 4 would be vocational training and certifications. Some of the prisons already have these programs in place. So if they do, just kind of, again, following up with employers to see if they would hire anyone that is a returning citizen as well. Month 5 and month 6, housing and social reintegration, and then emotional well-being and continued support. Month 6 is very important because that is usually like the month leading up into them coming home. And that last month could be nerve-wracking for them. So we want to make sure that they do have like the emotional, the self-awareness, the self-accountability, as much as it can be, and the continued support as well. And then even when they are released, we will still provide services to them as well. So we won't let them go. We just want to make sure that they have are doing what it is that they're supposed to do, and whatever they haven't done, we make sure that it's done when they come home. We started in August, and we've kind of just started really, really fast. I've been able to connect with Dauphin County Prison. I've been able to connect with the Department of Corrections. But one of the things that I'm having an issue is like with referrals. So I need people. And then also funding is, it's not really like number one on my list, because that's not what the foundation is for. It's not for money. But however, I know as the foundation grows that at some point we're going to have some type of funding coming into. So those are my 2 challenges that I'm having right now: where to go to receive funding, possible sponsorships, and then how to navigate getting referrals that are not, I'll say, state of referrals.
Hi, thank
Hello.
you for everything. It was fantastic.
Oh,
I
thank
actually
you.
work with the program. It's about change.
Okay.
And we've met you, so I'm glad to see nonprofits at these types of events.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think you're doing all the right things, especially with funding, which is really hard, and referrals, which in Dauphin County, it's a whole different piece than compared to York, where we're doing it. I mean, just keep trying to make those connections to state representatives, like the event that everyone was at on Saturday. Those state representatives are major keys into kind of the legislation aspect of it, and trying to connect to different grants and everything that are available, which I feel like is the best road. We're going through the same issues ourselves, and we've been around for 40 years.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I'd say, that mission aspect, if people don't like the mission, well, they must like higher taxes, because we're paying for people who are re-entering incarceration.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's like everyone should like this mission, and if you don't, then give me some money, because you're going to be paying it in taxes either way.
Absolutely.
So fantastic job. Keep doing it.
I'm curious, when you talk about funding, have you thought about how you might use the funding over the next like 3 months or 6 months, or like what type of events, or how would you use the funding?
So for me, I want to begin programs. I do have an office space on North 10th Street where I can like use our conference room for things like that. But it's just something as small as like coffee and donuts for people to come in and do one of our activities. I do want to, I've been talking to the Work Release Center about having a vision board party for the women at the Work Release Center, so they can kind of map out what they want 2025 to look like for them. So that would be supplies to purchase. Like, I don't have a problem coming out of my pocket, but I don't want to always come out of my pocket either. So it's funding, like, I don't need like $5,000, $10,000. It's just for like programs I want to put into place. I also want to do a forum where we have re-entrants and my law enforcement side, and we come together and just talk. And it's not like you sit in your chairs, we talk. I want it to be engaging. I want it to be interactive. I need to pay for a space. I need to pay for refreshments. So it's little things like that right now, like while I'm in the beginning stages. So that's what the funding piece is, just like little donations here and there so I can implement these programs.
But it sounds like what you just answered to the previous question, like kind of small dollar donations could be a way to do it. And so I'm wondering if you've kind of done social media marketing and tied like a fundraising campaign around that, where the ask is like, $5, $10, $20. And I don't exactly know which platforms you could use to fundraise for that, but I'm sure there are specific ones that are, developed for nonprofits, where if they take anything at all, if you take a slice of what you raise, it would be very, very minimal. So I don't know. That's just like a sort of idea to, put the social media marketing twist on it, which might not be how you want to spend your time. It might not feel as impactful, but if it's enough to drive like some small donors and maybe drive awareness, like it might actually tie into your referral program too, where the first ask is like, hey, we're asking you to chip in $5 or $10, or if you know anybody who you feel like the mission would resonate with, please make sure that you tell them about the foundation. So there might be a way to kind of.
That's a good idea. I've seen platforms recently where you can like go through and like have a link set up on your website, and people can. I have something on the website asking for donations, but I myself, I'm not like, hey, can you donate, please? So it's probably a matter of me getting out of I'm an introvert, y'all. So this is a lot for me right now. So it's just a matter of me asking. So with the vision board party that I want to do, I was going to set up like an Amazon account and just say, hey, if you want to donate, you can. I'm not asking for money. I'm just asking you to purchase these supplies and have them shipped to me. So I'm going to get comfortable with get comfortable with doing that. Yeah. Thank you. I like that.
And going off of what Dustin said too, coming from a nonprofit where it was like a Habitat Restore, we never wanted to ask for money. We wanted to ask for things. And your thing that you can ask for, which no one has to give any money for, is referrals. So if you really press on that, that's something where it's growing your network. Us small niche nonprofits are really hard to get those big dollars like the YMCAs and SPCAs of the world, but really cornering the thing that you can blast out and ask for that no one, it's helping someone. That has really helped us market ourselves, get people to know about ourselves. And even if it's just referrals, well, that network trickles out to the people who have the spaces that they give you in kind now, the materials that they give you in kind for your vision boarding, and hopefully they give you money too. But like really focusing on the things that aren't asking for money has been helpful for me because I don't like to ask for money. So I try not to as much as possible.
So as everyone's talking about donation, so I'm from Lancaster, and Lancaster County does something called the Extra Give every single year. I don't know if they have anything like that in this area. The other thing I thought of too is as a social worker by trade, I've been connected with places like the Housing Authority in our area or United Way. United Way also does a lot of giving away of money. I don't know if it's technically through them or someone else. So that's 211 if you've heard of that. But I would also reach out to them because I'm guessing that you're one of the few resources in this area that do it, it sounds like. So
it's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
But they're not me. So,
Yeah.
I've been stepping out of my comfort zone, asking and networking and going places that I would never go to. And it's so far, it's been working. So thank you. You put some stuff on my radar. The clock is ticking very fast right now.
I'm a problem solver by trade, so I apologize.
No, it's a good thing.
And then I have a question about the presentation, if that's okay too. Mm-hmm. So you mentioned about the life skill of decision making. Like, what does that mean?
So when I approach, it's more of examples. I'm really, really big on accountability. I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm very direct. You will never know. You will never not know what I'm thinking. So it's just a matter of, okay, I come in the house, I'm your girlfriend. I come in the house at 2:00 in the morning and I'm a little bit intoxicated. How are you going to react? So it's things like that. And if they say something that I'm like, oh, no, take a step back. So it's just, it's more of situational approaches and dialogue versus, okay, if you have a bad day, you need to do this, this, and this, because that might not work for everyone. And then a lot of people don't like to be told what to do either. So you have to, again, make everything that you do individualized and not just group everyone in the same category.
You mentioned mental health services and kind of, I guess my question is how are you building out that network and how are they communicating with your potential clients? I know in this space, there is a paucity of mental health providers for the number of people who need mental health services. So how are you building that network? How are you finding those connections with mental health providers, be it social workers or psychologists? And have you considered incorporating meditation or Tai Chi or any of those other modalities to help those clients or people reentering society deal with stress?
So because we're new, everything that I'm doing now as far as like the mental health piece are referrals. So it's just a matter of me introducing myself, letting them know what I do. Are you open to taking on new clients? Are you open for, new referrals and things like that? If they say no, then I just move on to the next person. And I let them know I don't have anyone that I'm working with at the moment. However, I do foresee that in the next 30 days, I may have someone for you. And just keeping that communication open, like, hey, girl, don't forget about me. I have my clients coming. And just doing that, I have connections with like staffing agencies at the moment where I reached out and I'm like, hey, do you, hire anyone who has a record? What do you accept? What don't you accept? So that way I'm not like twiddling my thumbs or trying to figure it out once I do get in a groove and have people coming. And I did not think about stress, like what programs I can provide for stress relief. That is a great idea. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that is an amazing idea.